Right then, United seemingly just determined to not put together any kind of run, and that game ended in such a weird way. Very, very much ground to a halt as a spectacle after starting so well, where I was like, man, we're in for a treat here. Fenerbahçe come flying out of the blocks, putting United under. We're getting Onana making absolutely crazy saves. You get a brilliant finish from Eriksen, and the ball's gone into the box. It's been laid off by Mazraoui, playing in the 10, which is a decision that we're all thinking it's either going to be a masterstroke or it's going to be a complete disaster, and it was kind of just down the middle. It was like a solid performance where he didn't really do anything wrong, but he didn't really add too much. But from that moment, he's set Xerxes, who recognises he can't get a shot off in that area, lays it off nice to Christian Eriksen, arriving late in the box, and bosh, 1-0 Manchester United. Against a little bit of pressure as well. United struggled a little bit there, and we managed to put something away, and it was good. And then United seemed to, for about 5 minutes, push for a second, and then we didn't. And it just sort of stopped as a spectacle, didn't it? Or did it, or was it just, because this is what I felt like watching it. I was kind of like almost increasingly bored by it towards the end. Jose gets sent off. Nothing new there. Supposedly on the back of what he thought was a penalty shout. Obviously, we got En-Nesyri equalising, and probably a big reason why Victor Lindelof was substituted, because he just looked like he didn't even attempt to get on it, didn't he? And you almost have to go back here. We have to talk about the starting 11. I'm in Cardiff, if you're wondering why I'm in a hotel room. I'm doing one of my UEFA licenses. It was on a course today, and it was only at lunchtime that I actually saw the travelling squad had only 3 central midfielders in it. And we were sitting around at lunchtime saying, well, you've got Ahmad, you can play in the 10. You've got Xerxes that you can play in the 10, play him off Højlund. You might probably not do that against Fenerbahçe away from home, but there's some options in there. Or you could just play the 3 midfielders that you've got, Casemiro, Ugarte, and Eriksen. You can have a good old time with that as a midfield. You haven't really got a lot coming off the bench in case something goes tits up, but you got some options in there. You got the likes of Harry Amas on the bench, clearly never going to get a United run out, but you've got some options in there, and you think, we can probably go and get the job done here. Then the T news comes out, and there's a meltdown all over the show. Everyone's sort of heard Mazraoui's going to be playing in the 10. I see Ronaldo had a meltdown about it. And I was like, well, for me, Mazraoui is a brilliant footballer, just like a fantastic footballer. And I think he's one of those, you get some players where you can go, I can trust him to play anywhere. And I think Mazraoui's that. Now, you could probably play him up front. He's probably not going to score any less than what our forwards score right now. You can play him in the 10. And Ten Hag kind of touched on it a little bit when he was justifying kind of what happened in terms of like the way we play, like, and what he's talking about is the way you build up in the 3-2-5, which people think that that's the formation we're playing. It's not. It's the spaces that you're looking to occupy. You have people occupying in different zones. Now, Mazraoui, when he's been played as a fullback, doesn't occupy that wide one. He tends to sort of be in midfield. So you're not asking him for too much there, to just be a little bit further and occupy one of the more central channels higher up the pitch. So I get that it's not that. And I was watching him because obviously with the 3-2-5, what you get is you get 5 that are looking after the transition and 5 that are going to look to try and press the ball in the opposition half. And I was like, what does Mazraoui do? Because his natural instinct, I think, is to defend. But he stayed high. And I was like, interesting. Don't know if I'd be reliant on Christian Eriksen to always track back. But, it is what it is. And I don't think he had a bad game. I don't think he had a good game. I don't think you can call it genius. I don't think you can call it a terrible decision. I just think it was like, okay, one of those. Onana's heroics, double save. It might have been En-Nesyri as well that he denied in that one, actually. Fantastic double save, brilliant reflexes to do that. And wasn't the only time. I've just had a look at the XG because I thought, surely with the quality of the chances that Fenerbahçe had, first half, all of those, wasn't they? Plus, obviously, the one who got is stopped, which actually wasn't, I don't think was classed as a shot. United were under the cosh a little bit in the first half. But actually, when you look into the data of the game, and I'll probably touch on this a little bit more in 5 things than here, but when you look into the data of the game, because I think it's worthy of note, the first half felt like it was very much Fenerbahçe and United hit them with a bit of a counter-punch. In the second half, I thought United had a lot of control, but not a lot of threat. Does that make sense? And do you agree? I felt like United held the ball nice, but didn't really seem to threaten with it. And when you look at the XG of the game, it was 1.15 Fenerbahçe, 1.16 United. They had 3 big chances. I would agree with that. United had 1. Total shots was 12 for us, 10 for them. Keeper saves 3 for us, 4 for them. Passes 464 for United, 489 for them. Tackles was the same. Free kicks was basically the same. It felt very much like a really, really even contest. But this is the problem. Now, back in days of yore, going away from home to a place like Fenerbahçe, you'd probably be okay with picking up a point. But not when you've only got 2 points to your name after 2 games. And I know this stupid fucking league format that we're in gives you the opportunity to be able to say, right, well, we can scrape through because there's fucking 24 or something that end up going through, and we're kind of in the running for that still. But it's not fucking good enough, is it? It's not good enough. You can't look at the performances at Porto against Twente and tonight and tell me that this is fucking good enough. I worry for this team for the goals. I worry for where it's all going to start coming together for us. Because even though I can see flashes of control and I can see flashes of good individual performances, I thought Ugarte was one of those tonight. Not fantastic in possession, but I thought without the ball, I thought he did all right. 37 out of 42 passes, maybe it was better than I thought he was with the ball. Didn't actually win that many ground duels either. 3 out of 10. But I thought he was putting himself about. 4 clearances, 3 interceptions, 1 block shot, 2 tackles, 1 clearance off the line. Only lost possession 6 times. Let's have a look at how Mazraoui lost it. 13 times in the 10. Interesting. I thought it was pretty solid from everyone, really. The forward line, just lacking a little bit of magic. Garnacho looked bright again, probably the brightest of the whole forward line. Lisandro Martinez did okay, no dramas. De Ligt did okay, no dramas. Delo, better going forward as usual. Ugarte and Eriksen did okay. It was just an okay performance from United, wasn't it? Best player on the pitch, I thought, was Alan St-Maxim. Just every single time he got on the ball, looked like he was dangerous, looked like he was going to create something, and was an absolute terror to United's defence. How have we played a fucking midfield that United would not start and did not want? How are we having so many draws? Jesus, man. And I'm taking drawing over losing, but it's fucking boring, isn't it? Porto, Fenerbahçe, Villa. Are any of these a good draw? Now, if you'd have got that extra goal, which I don't know where the fuck that comes from, and those all became wins, everything feels different. But we didn't get the wins. We got fucking draws. If I'm sitting here saying, we got a draw against Chelsea away, we got a draw against Real Madrid away, we got a draw against Liverpool, City, Arsenal away, you'd be like, they're good draws. Do you know why? Because they're good draws. Crystal fucking Palace and Fenerbahçe and Twente and fucking all them, not even Villa really, are good draws when you need wins. it's just not fucking good enough. Just not good enough. And there's still moments in games where you're like, listen, the decision making across the board has to improve. Long fucking season this is going to be, innit? Give us your thoughts in the comments anyway. See what you guys think. I mean, we fucking... I'm tired, Robbie. Emotionally and physically. Anyway, see you in a bit.